Hi, I'm CBS 46 meteorologist Fred Campagna. I want to give you an update on Tropical Storm Laura that will likely become a hurricane by probably around midday today. It's out over the Gulf of Mexico now. It is away from Cuba. It has a clear path here on its way to the Gulf Coast of the United States, and it looks like it is targeting somewhere near the Texas-Louisiana border for a landfall tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Right now, winds are 70 miles per hour. Out ahead of it, some extremely warm water and relatively low wind shear as well. Tropical systems do not like wind shear. Marco was completely sheared apart by some stronger winds at the upper levels of the atmosphere. That will likely not be the case, though, at all for Laura. It will intensify in the near term and may maintain that intensity as it gets close to the Gulf Coast. So a wide view of its track here shows it making landfall again Wednesday night before dawn on Thursday, and then it weakens to a tropical storm and then tropical depression as it moves inland Thursday, Friday, Saturday, possibly bringing some showers to our neck of the woods at some point over the weekend. A slightly tighter view here, though, of that cone of uncertainty stretches from about Galveston, Texas, all the way into central Louisiana, with the focal point far western Louisiana, far northeastern Texas. The track of the storm, super important for places like Houston and for Galveston. So we look at some historical hurricane tracks here, a few big ones that come to mind when looking at where Laura is expected to make landfall are Audrey and Rita and Ike. Ike most recently in 2008 did a lot of damage in Galveston and in Houston. So if it's on the western end of the track, it may be like Ike. If it is right on the center of the track, it could be closer to Rita, which caused a lot of damage right near the Texas-Louisiana border. That was back during that super active hurricane season of 2005. Our tropical storm wind forecast from the National Hurricane Center, as you can see, basically near 100% chance that they're going to get at least tropical storm force winds, and likely much, much stronger than that from this potentially major Category 3 hurricane making landfall in the midweek. The storm surge can cause an awful lot of damage, and this is why the track is so important for Galveston and for Houston. If it does go north of those areas, that will limit the amount of storm surge in Galveston Bay. If it's over or south of Galveston, then a huge storm surge is likely to come into Galveston Bay, which is very susceptible to a lot of flooding from a storm surge. Now, there are a lot of wildlife refuges along the northeast coast of Texas and the coastal part of Louisiana that helps to deal with some of that storm surge, but even back into Lake Charles and into Port Arthur, you could end up with some storm surge issues there. So Laura, a potentially devastating storm for part of the Gulf Coast in the middle of this week.